Let's talk about the top Vim commands. Vim is the main text editor available on the Linux command line interface to create and edit files. The following will show some commands that you'll find useful. There are modes in Vim. One is the normal mode, also known as command mode, and another is the insert mode. In this guide, we'll cover some basic commands in the Vim editor. So, what do I mean by basic Vim commands? Creating and editing a file, changing modes in the Vim editor, macros, search and replace, exit commands, cursor movement, text deletion commands, cut, copy, and paste, window splitting, and other useful commands. So the first thing that I want to talk about, how do you create a file in Vim? So let's get started. You type Vim and the name of the file. I'm creating a hello.php file. So let's talk about macros for a second. Vim macros, also known as Vim recordings, is an efficient way to carry out repetitive edits on a text file and one of the most powerful features of Vim. So to record a macro in Vim, we press the Q in command mode, then the letter to which you want to save it. So if you press QA, you start the recording. As you can see in the bottom left, it's recording. So what I want to do first is I want to write a simple program that assigns a greeting message to the variable as a string and outputs a greeting message in PHP. This simple program, we'll use that to introduce basic Vim commands in the screencast. So let's get started. So I just entered insert mode by pressing escape. Okay, so let's press escape to switch to command mode. And we switch to insert mode to start adding text to your file with lowercase I. So we're going to switch to command mode. All right. And so after that, if you want to stop recording, press the Q again in command mode. All right. So now watch what happens. If you want to execute the macro, type et, and then the followed by the register letter where the macro is stored, which is A. All right. Okay, so suppose you want to clear a macro. You simply clear a register by assigning it an empty string. The colon lat at A equals. So nothing happens now. All right, so let's talk about, um, so we talked about assigning an empty string to the register A, effectively deleting the macros stored there. So let's talk about searching and replacing. We type the /. All right, then the search term and press enter. If you want to search text. All right, once you've performed a search, you can navigate through the search results by pressing lowercase n for the next instance and capital N for the previous instance. Now, if you want to search backwards, if you want to search in reverse upwards in a file, we use the question mark instead of a /. Press the question mark, type the word or pattern you want to search for, and press enter. All right, so if you want to replace the first match in the current line, what we would do is we would do the following. Old word, new word. All right. Now, if you want to be prompted to confirm each replacement, we use the C flag. This will allow you to confirm or skip each match individually. For example, to replace and confirm each occurrence in the current line, :S, old word, new word. All right. So if we want to replace and confirm each occurrence in the entire file, : percent s old word, and then the new word. All right. So if you want to replace and confirm each occurrence between lines 6 through 8, colon 6, comma 8, s, old word, new word. All right. So if you want to search and replace the pattern in the entire file, we use the percentage character. To replace all occurrences of the search pattern, use the G flag, colon, percent s, old word, new word. All right. Now, if this string part is omitted, it is considered as an empty string and the match pattern is deleted. For example, colon, percent s, old word. All right. So to return the number of matches and the number of lines those matches occur on without doing any substitution, colon, percent s, and then some pattern, old word text, 2 forward slashes n, 2 matches on 2 lines. Keep in mind in Vim, when searching for text that includes special characters like a period, ampersand, exclamation mark, forward slash, backslash, and so forth, you need to escape them by placing a backslash before them. For example, so you get a trailing characters error message. All right, so let's put a backslash before the forward slash. All right. See, we don't get the error message. So let's talk about exit commands for a second. So to save, we do colon W, all right? But to save and quit, WQ, all right? And to quit, we just do Q, colon Q. To save forcefully and throw away any unsaved changes, colon Q, exclamation mark. All right, so let's talk about cursor movement. Scrolling up half a page, Control U. Scrolling down half a page, Control D. Moving to the top of the screen, capital H. Moving to the middle of the screen, capital M. Moving to the bottom of the screen, capital L. Jumping to the end of a line, $sign. Jumping to the start of a line, 0. Going to the first line of the document, 2 lowercase g's. Go to the last line of the document, capital G. All right. So if we want to move, say, one word to the right, W. All right. So if you say you want to move ahead 3 words, do 3W, or say 2 words, 2W. All right. So if you want to move one word, say, to the left, lowercase b. All right. Now say you want to move back 3 words, 3B. All right. And let's talk about text deletion commands for a second. To cut the current line, all right, we just do 2 lowercase d's there. To delete a range of lines, the syntax is as follows. What we need to do is we need to do, say, lines 6 through 8, colon, 6, comma, 8, D. All right, so that deletes lines 6 through 8. Now say you want to delete all the lines at or below the current one. Go to the top of the file. We want to delete the entire file, DG, all right? So say you want to delete from the cursor to the end of the line. What we would do is $, or delete from the cursor to the end of the word, DW. So if we want to delete to the start of the line, what we do is D0. Let's talk about yank. To duplicate the current line, YYP. Copy the current line to YY. Copy from the cursor to the end of the line, Y $. Copy from the cursor to the end of the word, YW. All right. So, okay. So paste above the cursor, capital P. And paste below the cursor, lowercase p. So let's talk about window splitting. We want to split the window vertically and open the file. All right. So you want to close the split. You just do that like you would close Vim, :Q. All right. So if we want to split the window horizontally, what I like to do, :SP, load up PHP. All right. So say you want to switch between windows, Control-W, and then separately followed by left down up right arrow to move to the left bottom top right window accordingly. So Control-W, left arrow, Control-W, right arrow. All right. All right, so same thing here. Control-W, up arrow, Control-W, down arrow. So let's talk about some other useful commands. If you want to show the line numbers, :SET and U. If you want to hide the line numbers, SCT and ONU. So if you want to go to a specific line number, let's do :5. All right. So to enable syntax highlighting, we do that by syntax on. To turn off syntax highlighting, syntax off. All right. And if you want to undo a change, lowercase u. To redo a change, Control-R. All right. So if you want to find out the latest news, updates, scripts, tips, and more on the official Vim website, visit vim.org.